Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic from the Big League Dreams Sports Complex in Cathedral City, California on FloCollege. I'm Scott Sudikoff at Fenway Park Field, and our matchup right now features the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee comes in the number 7 ranked team in the country. As we get ready for this one, and it'll be Carlin Pickens in the circle for Tennessee. And we'll relay her numbers, which are terrific, of course, in just a moment here. Let's get you Minnesota's batting order first. Shortstop Margaret Tobias will lead off. The DP Taylor Kraft will bat second. She was the catcher earlier against Duke. Batting third, right fielder Nani Valencia. Batting fourth is the third baseman Kayla Chavez. Batting fifth, left fielder Jay Cosgriff. Batting sixth, second baseman Maggie Werner. Batting seventh is the first baseman Cindy Schwartz, who was the pitcher against Duke. The catcher is Cameron Chard, batting eighth, and batting ninth is center fielder Breezy Burnett. All against Carlin Pickens, the junior from Weaverville, North Carolina. The consensus first-team All-American delivers a first-pitch foul ball off the bat of Tobias. Pickens pitched last night against UCLA, 4 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Against Oregon 2 days ago, 1 run, it was unearned. It was the walk-off run on a pass ball in the 8th inning by the Ducks. 1 hit with 13 strikeouts. The 0-1 pitch delivered in for strike 2. On the year for Pickens, this is her 7th start, 8th appearance, 3-2 with a 1.08 ERA. She's thrown 33 1/3 innings, 19 hits allowed, 8 walks, and 53 strikeouts in the 33 1/3 innings. Opponents hitting 162 off of Pickens. Outside and low to the leadoff batter, Margaret Tobias for the Gophers. Tobias was 1 for 3 against Duke earlier and is 4 for 10 at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. And she's familiar with Carlin Pickens and Tennessee as she grounds out to third base. Panel with the play. As Tobias, a transfer from Kentucky. The defense for Tennessee, you just saw Panel at third, Foz at short, Mueller the second baseman, Doyle at first. Left to right in the outfield, it's Morgan, Fiedler, and Taylor. Nugent, the catcher for Pickens. In steps Taylor Kraft, the DP for the Gophers. 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch against Duke. He's 1 for 9 now at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Hit a home run, drove in 3 against Missouri yesterday. When Minnesota picked up a win over an SEC foe in 22nd ranked Missouri as Kraft fouls off the first pitch. Kraft is hitting .229 on the year. 4 doubles, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. The 0-1 from Pickens. Chopped foul. Pickens was the SEC Pitcher of the Year as a sophomore last year for the Volunteers. 22-7 with a 1.12 ERA. 27 starts, 38 overall appearances. Head on Kraft 0-2. First strikeout of the outing for Pickens. And she has now racked up 15 over 12 innings pitched at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. 2 outs, nobody on for Nani Valencia, the Minnesota right fielder. Had 2 hits against Duke. 2 for 3 with a double. She watches strike 1, excuse me. She's 4 for 10 in Minnesota's 3 games with a home run that she hit against Fresno State yesterday. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Gophers 4-8 on the year, 2-1 in Cathedral City. Just suffered their first loss against Duke. Volunteers 12-3 on the year. They have split their 4 games. They've gone 1-1 each day, with this being their final game before heading home. And they will be hosting Radford on Wednesday. And then the Tennessee Invitational over the weekend. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pickens. She makes easy work of the Golden Gophers in the first inning. Minnesota doesn't score. Tennessee coming up in the bottom of the first inning on FloCollege. Tennessee leading off is the left fielder, Savia Morgan. Batting second, the center fielder, Kinsey Fiedler. Batting third, the third baseman, Taylor Pannell. Cleanup hitters, the second baseman, Laura Mueller. First baseman, Amaya Doyle, bats fifth. DP, Destiny Rodriguez follows. First pitch from Hosick is inside ball one to Morgan. Sophia Nugent, catcher, batting seventh. Shortstop, Bella Faw, bats eighth. And the right fielder, Katie Taylor, batting ninth for Tennessee against Presley Hosick. Hosick misses on the first two pitches, 2-0. The transfer from Cal Baptist. Second team all-WAC last year at Cal Baptist. So far as a Gopher, this is her sixth start, eighth appearance, 2-2 with a .597 ERA. And now 3-0 the count. Got the win against Missouri yesterday. 1 run on 5 hits, over 5. 2 walks, no strikeouts. On 3-0 pitch, able to get the strike in to Morgan. Morgan's hitting .488. True freshman from Columbia, Tennessee. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 6 runs batted in. And roller up the first base line, and no chance to get her at first base. Savia Morgan with the infield single. Morgan was 4 for 6 in Tennessee's 2 games yesterday, including having a double, a triple, and an RBI against Rutgers. It's Tennessee on day 1. They lost that 1-0 game to Oregon in 8, where Oregon only had 1 hit. And then they defeated Oregon State 10-0 in 6 innings. Here's Kinsey Fiedler, the former Washington Husky. Off with the pitches, Morgan, and she steals the bag and now gets up to third on the errant throw. And Savia Morgan has her 13th steal in 16 attempts this season. Moves up on the throwing error as well. Tennessee quickly in business. Mentioned Fiedler. 3 seasons as a Washington Husky. Hit .336 last year with 7 homers and 27 RBI in the Pac-12. And now so far at Tennessee, hitting .375. A double, 3 triples, and 14 runs batted in. Senior from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Fouls it off her foot. And the count will be 1-2. Fiedler is hitting .500 in the first 4 games in Cathedral City with 5 RBI. She had 2 and a 2-for-2 day against Rutgers yesterday and had 3 RBI. The Oregon State win on Thursday. Ground ball to the right side to the second baseman Werner. Flips it on to Schwartz. Up in scoring in the back door is Savia Morgan. An RBI ground out for Kinsey Fiedler. And it's 1-0 Tennessee. So the RBI for Fiedler. Her 15th since donning the Tennessee uniform. And here's Taylor Panel, the third baseman. First pitch swing, strokes it into left center field. It'll reach the fence, picked up by the center fielder Burnett, and it's a double for Taylor Panel. Not to be confused with Taylor Pannell, a pitcher from Missouri. Of course, both play in the SEC, and both last names are spelled the same, but the different pronunciations. And the first team All-SEC redshirt sophomore Taylor Panel with her 4th double of the year. Now here's Laura Mueller. Second baseman takes a strike. Mueller, senior from Chapel Hill, Tennessee, hitting .390, 3 homers, 12 RBI. Had a 2-run home run on Thursday against Oregon State. Added a triple in yesterday's game against Rutgers. Set the Minnesota defense here in a moment. Foul tipped into the mid of the catcher, Chard. Chavez at third, Tobias at short, Werner at second, Schwartz at first, Cosgriff, Burnett, Valencia left to right in the Minnesota outfield, and Chard doing the catching. She was the first baseman against Duke earlier in their 2-0 loss to the Blue Devils. Tennessee last night, a 4-3 setback against UCLA after the 10-1 win earlier in the day in 5 innings over Rutgers. So 1-1 on both days. It's in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, Chard. You've got Panel at second after her double. Fiedler had an RBI groundout, scoring Savia Morgan, who had an infield single, stole second, moved up to third on a throwing error, and then scored on the groundout. Cut and a miss by Mueller, and she's down on strikes, and Hosick has her first strikeout of the outing. She now has 16 strikeouts in 29 in a third innings pitched. First pitch swinging, Amaya Doyle, foul ball. 2 down in the inning. And that run will go into the scorebook, or at least for now, unearned. Because Morgan should be standing at third when Fiedler grounded out. Oh no, she would have scored on the Panel double, so it is an earned run. And now a chance for another run. Coming home is Panel. The throw is wide. She will score. Up to second goes Doyle. Doyle drives in a run. 2-0 Tennessee. And yes, both runs earned against Hosick in the circle. Doyle with the RBI, her 6th of the year. Drove in a run against Oregon State on Thursday in a 2-hit game. True freshman. She stands at second now, moving up on the throw. Here's the DP, Destiny Rodriguez, strike 1. Rodriguez, a junior from Live Oak, Texas. Had 2 hits last night against UCLA with a run driven in. She's 5 for 13 on the year. That's .385 with a double and 3 runs batted in. High, ball 1. Infield single, stolen base error, RBI ground out double, and now an RBI single for Tennessee. Hosick with a strikeout mixed in as well for the second out, as that's low. Hosick last year at Cal Baptist, second team all-WAC, 13-7 with a .234 ERA, pitched 137 and 1/3 innings. Delivers that strike. Single season ERA record at the school since they moved up to Division I with that .234 ERA. Was 7-7 with a .401 ERA as a freshman. Going after the high one was Rodriguez, fouls it off, still 2-2. Tennessee now, with the 3 hits already in this first inning and the 2 runs, have plated 25 runs here in Cathedral City with 37 hits. And defensively have not committed an error in 4 games and 1 inning. As the count now full to the batter Rodriguez, with Sophia Nugent, the catcher, on deck for Tennessee. The Tennessee offense that's top 15 in the country in runs and top 25 in batting average. Scoring over 8 runs a game. Team batting average at .360. And they've got a team ERA on the pitching staff that goes very nicely hand in hand at 1.21. That's ball 4. Rodriguez works the walk. First and second, 2 down. It'll bring in the catcher Nugent. Second team All-SEC last year. She hit .275 with 11 long balls and 38 RBI. This season, right at .275. 2 homers and 11 runs batted in so far. The former Oklahoma Sooner. There for a couple of years. Hit 7 home runs for the Sooners in 2023. 1-0 pitch, now 1-1. On Thursday, Nugent had a big day against Oregon State. 2 for 3, double and 4 RBI. Hosick with the 1-1. In the air to right field, driven long and off the base of the wall. Vic Valencia. 1 run comes in all the way from second. Doyle. Rodriguez has to hold at third. It's an RBI double for Nugent, and it's 3-0 Tennessee. Almost had enough to get out of here. But off the base of the fence there in right field. RBI double for the catcher Nugent. Her 12th run batted in, her 4th double of the year. And she stands out at second base. And the batter will be Bella Faw, 8th batter of the inning. Tennessee shortstop. Sophomore from Sugar Hill, Georgia. 7 for 28 on the season, hitting .250. 3 of those 7 hits have been doubles. Takes a strike at the belt, 0-1. RBI ground out by Fiedler. Run scoring single by Doyle. And you just saw an RBI double by Nugent. And Tennessee off to the hot start after Carlin Pickens sent down Minnesota 1-2-3. Ground ball foul, 0-2. Karen Weekly, now in her 24th season as Tennessee's head coach. 3 wins away from 1,100 in her Tennessee coaching career. She has over 1,300 wins overall. I did the math, and coming into the season, an average of 47 wins per year as the Tennessee head coach. Ground ball right side, second base, Werner retires the side, but not before Tennessee scores 3 runs.
I'm looking for all the baddies all over the world. Ladies, where my baddies at? I'm bad, you bad. Yeah. Real bad on the prowl. Heard you was next, but I'm up now. Yeah, I'm shining like blink loud. And I see a couple haters in the crowd. Yeah, I'm fed up, so shut up, don't need your opinion. Get up, I need your attention. Where my baddies at? Yeah.
Tennessee scores 3 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. And they now have a 3-0 lead into the second inning of play. Got Sudikoff back with you. And Carlin Pickens to the circle, where she set down Minnesota 1-2-3 in the first inning with a pair of strikeouts and a ground out. It'll be Kayla Chavez, Jay Cosgriff, and Maggie Werner due up for Minnesota against Pickens. First pitch, chop. Shortstop, Faw. Throw a bit low, but Doyle handles it. And Chavez retired 6-3 for the first out of the second inning. It'll bring in left fielder Jay Cosgriff. 0 for 8 in Cathedral City with a couple of walks. Hitting 200 overall. As that pitch misses for ball one. Mentioned Tennessee's defense in 4 games and 1 inning of this one is not committed an error. They only have 9 errors this year in the first 15 games of the season. .975 fielding percentage to go along with a 1.21 team ERA, which, by the way, just yesterday or 2 days ago, stood at 0.63 as a team. That's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. 4 runs allowed to UCLA yesterday. Just the 1 to Rutgers. Only 1 to Oregon. But that's it's hard to keep a team ERA, I think, under 1 for very long. Inside and low. 3 balls and a strike. It's Cosgriff trying to start things up for Minnesota here in the second inning with 1 out, down 3-0. Pickens fires, checks swing. Ooh. No swing. It looked like it had a healthy part of the plate, but it's ball 4. So that's the first walk, first batter, or first base runner for Minnesota. 5th walk Pickens has allowed in her 3 outings here in Cathedral City. 1 against UCLA in 4 innings. 3 in the 7 1/3 against Oregon. Second baseman Maggie Werner, strike 1 from Pickens. Werner, 1 for 3 earlier against Duke. 3 for 9 at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Total average of .357 now on the year. Checks her swing. It's called a strike, 0-2. Cosgriff at first base with 1 out. Top 2. Strikeout number 3 for Carlin Pickens. So 2 outs for Sydney Schwartz, who started in the circle for Minnesota against Duke, now starting as the first baseman in this one. Looking for her first hit in Cathedral City, 0 for 9. And Pickens starts her off with a strike. Schwartz pitched well against Duke. 2 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. No walks, 4 strikeouts. Tough luck loser, though, falling to 1-5 on the year. No swing on the pitch that was inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schwartz. Lifted. Right field coming on hard and making the catch just on the edge of the dirt is Taylor. Tennessee 3, Minnesota nothing here on FloCollege. Katie Taylor, Savia Morgan, Kinsey Fiedler due up for Tennessee against Presley Hosick. Volunteers scored 3 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Carlin Pickens through 2 innings has allowed just 1 base runner via a walk. And Hosick misses on the first pitch to Taylor, the right fielder for Tennessee. Senior from Noonan, New Jersey. 375, 1 double, 1 triple, 2 runs batted in on the year. Watches it for strike 1, 1-1. Taylor aspires to move into broadcast journalism field when she graduates. Cut and a miss, 1-2. Who knows? She could be working as a broadcaster on these very games very soon. Here on FloCollege, if that's the track that she wants. There's obviously many different avenues. Journalism and electronic media major in Knoxville. 2-2. Tennessee in the first inning. RBI ground out by Fiedler. Run scoring single by Doyle. RBI double with 2 outs by Sophia Nugent. Waiting back on it and popping it up is Taylor, but foul and out play. Hosick trying to recover after a tough first inning. Two. Well, I don't know where that one missed, I'll be perfectly honest. But we've seen that pitch a couple of times now, not called a strike on both sides. Now the payoff, and it's ball 4. I suppose it was high. It looked like it certainly had enough of the plate. Second walk for Hosick. Top of the order now, Savia Morgan, who began the game with an infield single, then stole second, moved up to third on a throwing error, and then scored on the Fiedler groundout. Tennessee almost instantly had a 1-0 lead. Now this ball bounced out of the glove of Chard. Taylor takes second. Taylor may have been already on the move there. And we'll see what the official scorer saw. And yeah, she was already moving, so that's a steal of second for Taylor. Her 4th steal in 5 attempts this year. And now the count is 1-1. It's Morgan trying to move her up to third potentially. 1-1 pitch. Slow roller. It's fouls off her foot. You can tell by the hobble right after that it caught her. So the count is 1-2 to Savia Morgan. Now 5 for her last 7. Still 1-2. Hosick pitches in the dirt. 2-2. Swinging and a miss. Hosick with her second strikeout. Both swinging. Gets Morgan there. 1 out for Kinsey Fiedler. Hit into an RBI groundout. Drove in her 15th run. 6 RBI now at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic for Fiedler. Ground ball up the middle, and she might have a 7th RBI. Burnett throws it to the plate. Stepping up in front was Chard to throw down to second. Safe there is Fiedler. Fiedler with her 2nd run driven in today. 7 now in Cathedral City and 16 on the season, and it's 4-0 Tennessee. RBI single, takes second on the throw. And another runner in scoring position for the Volunteers. First pitch ball to Taylor Panel. Doubled and scored in the first inning. Had a 3-run home run against Rutgers yesterday. And also against UCLA had 2 hits. It was a big day yesterday. 2 hits and an RBI against the Bruins. And picking up with the double and a run scored in this one. Hit foul, and it's 1-2 now. The Tennessee third baseman. First team All-SEC last year, 294, 8 homers, 33 RBI, made 52 starts. Hit .342 during conference play last year. She'll hit it foul off the right side, remains 1-2. Tennessee has already racked up 5 hits in this game. Maybe a 6th, maybe a home run. Yes, sir, way out of there. Home run for Taylor Panel. And it's 6-0 Tennessee. Her 7th long ball of the year. Her 2nd in as many days. The 16th of her Tennessee career, redshirt sophomore. And it's 6-0 Tennessee. And that's going to spell the end for Presley Hosick's outing. And an inning and a third. And coming on the pitch is Jessa Snippis, sophomore from Rosemount, Minnesota. Will come on to pitch for the first time today. Didn't see her against Duke. She pitched against Fresno State yesterday. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned with 1 walk and no strikeouts. This will be her 5th appearance. 0-1 with a 5.06 ERA. 8 runs, only 3 earned. 7 hits. With 5 walks and 4 strikeouts in the 5 1/3. Opponents hitting .292 against her. The bases will be empty. And Laura Mueller will be the batter with 1 out and 6-0 Tennessee. Hosick inning and a third. 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a home run a moment ago. Mueller struck out in the first inning. Will come up to bat.
Yeah, you left and immediately they hit on him. And then switch pitches.
That's high for ball 1 from Snippis. Inside, 2-0. To Mueller, transferred to Knoxville from Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee State. It's a first-team All-Conference USA in 2023. Joined the Volunteers last year. Single-season school record for runs batted in with 57 back in 2023 for Middle Tennessee State. 2-time All-Conference player. Hit .275 for Tennessee last year with 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. .357 right now with 3 homers and 11 RBI. 3-0 pitch is a strike. That's a 3-1 pitch, excuse me. 3-2 now. And gets hit. Seen that a lot in the games that I've had here at Fenway, where On what would be ball 4, batters are getting hit instead, where obviously it changes the official stat, goes as a hit by pitch and not a walk, and also it hurts more. So Mueller is aboard on the hit batsman. And Amaya Doyle, the batter due for Tennessee, already checked in with an RBI single and a run scored in the first inning. Doyle, a true freshman from Carterville, Illinois. RBI was her 6th of the season. Now 5 for 24 on the year. Goes after the first one. And caught there at shortstop. Deep on the infield dirt by Mackenzie Tobias. Excuse me, Margaret Tobias. Two outs. Runner at first, and Destiny Rodriguez is up. She walked in the first. Ended up being stranded at third as Tennessee left runners at second and third at the end of the first inning. Of course, scored 3 runs on 4 hits. Have added 3 more here. And a second hit batter. This one off the top of the helmet of Rodriguez. Tennessee sent 8 to the plate in the first inning, and they'll send 8 to the plate here in the second. So they want to go back to Knoxville with a 3-2 record at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. A 13-3 record overall, and they've got home games upcoming. Radford, middle of the week, and then Tennessee Invitational, Delaware State, Indiana State, UT Martin will be part of that. And then you dive into SEC play. There's a strike to Nugent, who doubled in a run in the first inning. Tennessee begins their conference season March the 7th at Georgia. And misses low. Minnesota still has one more day here. Tomorrow they'll play Long Beach State, and then they'll go home and they'll host an event inside U.S. Bank Stadium. The Gopher Indoor Classic, as that rings off the post back there on the fencing and takes that long bounce away. Runners will now be on second and third. Minnesota will play games against North Dakota State, Wagner, Miami of Ohio, and St. Thomas will be there as well. Weighing in, a miss by Nugent. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pinch runner, by the way, who went in for Rodriguez. Zoe Schuler. So Schuler is at second. And Mueller at third. Count full to Nugent. And it's now ball 4. Bases loaded. And up will come Bella Faw, the 9th batter of the inning for Tennessee. Every batter in the Tennessee lineup has reached safely in these first 2 innings except for Bella Faw, who grounded out in the first inning. And she won't get a chance because it's a pinch hitter in Gabby Leach. So a chance for every spot in the lineup. Well, not everybody in the starting lineup at this point. Leach pinch hitting, sophomore from the Woodlands, Texas. 8 for 22 on the year, 364, 1 triple, 1 homer, 3 RBI. Gabby and Alana Leach, twin sisters on this Tennessee team. And Their sisters, Aubrey and Kelsey, also played for Tennessee. Fly ball from Leach. Taking the left fielder Cosgriff back and over. She'll make the catch. Tennessee has left 5 runners on base over the first 2, but you can live with that when you've scored 6. It's 6-0 Tennessee after 2 here on FloCollege. Tennessee has exploded for 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They only mustered 3 last night against UCLA and didn't score in their loss to Oregon 1-0. A couple of 10-run outputs in the wins over Oregon State and Rutgers. Some lineup card information to go over as Destiny Rodriguez was pinch run for last inning. Bella Faw was pinch hit for the Volunteers. And Carlin Pickens has allowed 1 base runner so far. It was a walk last inning. She struck out 3. 2 groundouts and 1 flyout as well. Cameron Chard is the catcher due. But Nugent and Pickens all by themselves right now as the umpire is going through those changes. Pickens is, if you love a fast-paced game with a lot of strikes, she's the pitcher for you. Not quite the pitcher for a lot of teams that she faces, but all right, so what's happening here is Gabby Leach, who we saw pinch hit, is going to go to left field. Destiny Rodriguez, who was the DP and got pinch run for, is back in, but as the second baseman. Mueller moves from second base to shortstop, as Faw was pinch hit for by Leach. Fiedler is now the DP. Savia Morgan, who was in left, is now moved to center. And I think that covers it all. And a first pitch swing and miss by Chard. So Leach is now in left. Morgan's in center, having moved from left. Taylor's still in right, Panel at third. Mueller at short after moving from second. Rodriguez at second after moving from the DP spot. Doyle still at first, and Nugent still the catcher. And a chop foul by Chard, and it's 0-2. Chard is 1 for 8 in Cathedral City. Had a 2 RBI game against Fresno State yesterday. Fouls it back. Another 0-2, and another strikeout for Pickens, her 4th. Ninth place batter in the lineup now, center fielder Breezy Burnett. 1 for 7 with the triple and an RBI. That both came against Fresno State. In the first game that Minnesota played yesterday, beat them 7-6, and then came back with the 3-1 win over 22nd-ranked Missouri. The 0-1 to Burnett. Low, 1-1. Burnett hitting 200. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run. 5 runs batted in. Too far inside. 2 balls and a strike. Burnett out of Jacksonville, Florida. And now 2-2. Pickens comes home and lashed into right field, and it's over the head of the right fielder, Taylor, off the fence, and Burnett will check into second with Minnesota's first hit today, a double to right field. Burnett's second double of the season. So she's in scoring position, top of the order. Margaret Tobias coming up. Rounded out the third her first time. Carla Pickett's looking around like, what's the hold up here? I'm ready to go, but home plate umpire is waiting for Breezy Burnett to adjust some equipment. Oh, 1 pitch upcoming. Check swing. Outside. No appeal. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pickens' real-time ERA down to 0.79 for the season. Started at 1.08 before this game. Inside, almost grazed Tobias, 2-1. Pickens now 57 strikeouts against 9 walks over 35 2/3 innings. She'll engage in a conversation with her catcher, Sophia Nugent. Burnett stands in the foreground after her double, with 1 out in the third. Now a 2-1 upcoming to the Minnesota shortstop. And that's out of play. I think actually in the Tennessee dugout there. 2-2. Low and in, full count. Pickens in danger of walking her second batter, but she's also in a spot to strike out her 5th. Three, 2. Ball 4. First and second for Taylor Kraft. First team All Big Ten for the Gophers. 3rd team All-American 2 years ago. Began her career at Duke in 2022. Go for 3 on the day, and a couple of at-bats against Duke, and the one at-bat so far against Pickens was going for it all there. Wanted to cut that score in half. Pickens Sort of reading the body language, but kind of a nod of the head going, all right. Going for it there. The 0-1. Called a strike, and maybe in this case a generous call for Carlin Pickens, and it's 0-2. So Kraft is down to the count, 0-2. First and second, one out in the inning. Rising, climbing the ladder with that pitch. Kraft with 7 RBIs on the year. Lays off, something tantalizing there. 1-2. Minnesota was shut out by Duke earlier today. They score fewer than 4 runs a game. And that's strikeout number 5 for Carlin Pickens. Had Kraft all tied up on that pitch. 2 outs for Nani Valencia. Had a double against Duke today. Was 2 for 3. He's 4 for 11 now in Cathedral City with her strikeout earlier against Pickens. Hitting .500 on the year. .583 with runners in scoring position. With Burnett at second, she doubled. Tobias at first, she walked. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. Valencia on the 1-1 will roll it foul near the on-deck area where Kayla Chavez stands. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning. Minnesota has now had 3 base runners, 2 walks, and the double by Burnett. Tennessee, 6 runs on 6 hits over the first 2 innings. One, 2. Rise ball, ball 2. And Pickens will strike out the side with a walk and a double sandwiched in between. 6 Ks for Pickens through 3. It's 6-0 Tennessee after 2.5. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Tennessee, 6 runs on the board, 3 runs in each inning on 6 hits. Carlin Pickens in the circle for Tennessee. She has 6 strikeouts. Just left a couple of runners stranded for Minnesota. It'll be 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Volunteers. Katie Taylor, Savia Morgan, and Kinsey Fiedler. And the first full inning of work for Snippus, who faced 5 batters in relief in the 2nd inning. Allowed a couple of base runners, but no one additional to score. Hit 2 batters and had a walk, so the bases were left loaded. And Katie Taylor will not bat here. For Tennessee, it will be Ella Dodge. Dodge will pinch hit here in the 3rd. And will take ball 1 outside. She's 8 for 29. That's 276 with 4 homers. 4 of her 8 hits have been home runs for the redshirt freshman. 8 RBI. Rounds it off her foot. 1-1. Dodge from Bradenton, Florida. Redshirted last year. Taking on Jessa Snippis. Fouls it back on the ground, 1-2. Tennessee in the 1st inning, RBI ground out by Fiedler, run scoring single by Doyle, RBI double by Nugent that came with 2 outs. In the 2nd, got a run home on a single by Fiedler, so she's got 2 driven in today, and then she scored on the 2-run home run by Taylor Panel. 1-2. High, 2-2 to Dodge. Morgan and Fiedler due next. Strikeout for Snippis, her first of the day. First strikeout of the day in relief. And Savia Morgan will come up for the Volunteers. Morgan, an infield single, stole a base and scored a run in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 2nd, first at bat for her against Snippis. House is in the dirt, 2-0. And that one misses inside. 3-0. Tennessee, a 44-12 season last year, which ended in the Super Regionals, losing 2 games to 1 to Alabama. Minnesota had a winning record in the Big Ten last year, 28-25, 13-10 in conference play. And that'll be ball 4 issued to Morgan. Second walk for Snippis since coming on. And the batter will be Kinsey Fiedler. RBI ground out in the 1st, RBI single in the 2nd, and scored. And bunt. Runner doesn't go. Bunt taken back. Morgan has 14 steals in 17 attempts this year, including 1 in this game. Up and away. 2-0. I love the symmetry with Minnesota and Tennessee. Same amount of letters in the state. And throw down to second, and Savia Morgan is thrown out by Chard. Caught stealing. Second out. And then you have both with the double N right there in the middle. So looks very good on the screen in the score bug format there. And that's a strike on a 3-0 pitch. So there's 2 outs now, and the base is empty. But Fiedler in the driver's seat with the count 3-1. Full count. 3-2 pitch. Up the middle, sharply hit, base hit. And the inning will go on, and Fiedler has been productive in all 3 at-bats. Her second hit. And Taylor Panel, who launched her 7th home run of the season last inning, drove in 27th and 28th run of the year. Stands in again. 2 for 2 with a double and the home run and a line drive base hit again to center. Fiedler hard into second, will retreat. First and second. Panel now 3 for 3 in this contest. 5 for her last 6. The 2 hits she had last night against UCLA. Now Laura Mueller, who started at second, now the shortstop, and it goes through the legs of the pitcher Snippus, and coming in to make the play, though, is the shortstop Tobias to get Mueller at first base, 6-3. So for the first time today, Tennessee does not score. They did get 2 hits and a walk in the inning. After 3 full, Tennessee 6, Minnesota 0 here on FloCollege. Carlin Pickens back to the rubber here with her team leading 6-0. And she has struck out 6 over 3 innings. Has allowed 2 walks and 1 hit. Volunteers got 3 runners on overall in the 3rd inning. Walk and 2 singles, but one of the runners cut down, caught stealing, and leave the 2 runners on base. So they've got 6 runs on 8 hits and have left 7 runners on. Minnesota, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 runners left. Dodge, who pinch hit for Taylor, remains in the game playing right field. Kayla Chavez leads off for Minnesota, 0 for 1, a ground out to shortstop. And that one a bit short. Skips in there, ball 1. And the weather has been immaculate. 81 degrees right now. Foul back to the screen. Saw that Tennessee fan flinch. It's a sign of good reflexes, though. Even if there's a fence in front of you. 1-2 now. The swing and miss by Chavez. Cosgriff and Werner to follow. Pickens. High fly ball from Chavez into left field, and it's off the fence as Leach goes into the fence as well. And that's a double for Kayla Chavez, who not that far off from her first home run of the season. She had 6 last year. Pickens only allowed 1 home run so far this season. So Chavez at second. So Minnesota getting a bit of offense these last 2 innings. 2 hits and 2 walks. Cosgriff, one of the walks, takes ball 1 here. Bounces in, 2-0. The walk Cosgriff worked was their 5th of the year. It misses the bunt. The ball just seemed like it danced away from her bat as it came in there. 2-1. Chavez at second after a leadoff double. And low. Pickens poking her head in there for clarification. 3 balls and a strike. And that'll be the 3rd walk from... No? We had that as a 3-ball pitch, and so did the stat monitor. But very clearly not. Ball 4. So, sounds like that's a mistake on our end. So it's 3-2 now. So that was a 2-2 pitch. Maybe they did call that last pitch a strike. That thought was, at least I thought it was a strike. So now it will be a full count to Cosgriff. In the discussion with Carlin Pickens right now. So the payoff. And it's popped up by Cosgriff in the infield, caught by the shortstop Mueller. Route number 1. Werner will come up. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Low and in for ball 1. Werner at .333 on the year. 5 for 15. No extra base hits. A check swing, and it's going to roll into the outfield. And staying at third will be Chavez, as getting to it quickly was the left fielder Leach. First and third for Minnesota with 1 out for Sidney Schwartz. Maggie Werner checking in with the hit. Four for 11 now in Cathedral City. Ground ball right side. That'll bring home a run. Scoring from third will be Chavez. Schwartz is out 4-3, but she'll get the run batted in. Werner goes to second, and it's 6-1 Tennessee. Schwartz's 8th run batted in on the year. Werner now at second for Cameron Chard. Struck out her first time, grounds it to the right side again. This time it's the first baseman Doyle, takes her to self, side retired. Minnesota scores a run on 2 hits in the inning. And we head to the home half of the 4th. Tennessee 6, Minnesota 1 on FloCollege. A look at the San Jacinto Mountains. They're in the Coachella Valley. Cathedral City, Palm Springs, Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. 6-1 Tennessee leads Minnesota. Golden Gophers just got on the board with a run in the top of the fourth inning. RBI ground up by Sidney Schwartz, scoring Kayla Chavez, who had doubled. And for Tennessee, Amaya Doyle will lead off. And new pitcher has come on for the Gophers. It's Cameron Grayson. And her first pitch misses for ball one. Grayson, a sophomore from Noblesville, Indiana, is making her sixth appearance. 1-0 with a 4.15 ERA. She's thrown 8 2/3 innings. 10 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .286 off of Grayson. Third pitcher of the day for Minnesota. So that's fouled off, 2-1. Starter Presley Hosick went an inning and a third, 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Jessa Snippis came on, 1 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Hard hit by Doyle into left field, down the line, and caught by Cosgriff, heading into the fence there for out number 1. So a foul out down the line. And in will step the now second baseman, Destiny Rodriguez, who began the day as the DP. Has walked and been hit by a pitch. Grayson's pitch is a strike. Rodriguez chops it to the right side. Second baseman Werner gobbles it up. 2 down. Tennessee has had base runners all over the place in the first 3 innings. 3 runs, 4 hits in the first. 3 runs, 2 hits in the second. Left them loaded in the second. Didn't score in the third. Had 2 hits and left 2 on. Strike to Nugent, who's been on base twice. Double with an RBI in the first. Walked in the second. She's facing her third different pitcher in 3 at-bats. That misses. That was the same case for Rodriguez and Doyle as well. They've Hosick in their first at-bat, Snippis in their second, and now Grayson in the third, and Nugent launches to left, way out of here. And Tennessee gets one back on Sophia Nugent's homer, her third of the season, her second RBI of the day. So she now has 13 on the year, and Tennessee leads 7-1. So much for a 1-2-3 clean inning for Minnesota. Second home run that Tennessee has hit today. Panel had the 2-run shot in the second inning that was hit well out of the park as well. This one was further, though. Gabby Leach, who pinch hit for Faw in the second inning and flied out to left, gets her second at bat. Leach has stayed in the game as the left fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tennessee with their 2 home runs today now have 21 on the season. That misses, 2-1. And Cameron Grayson has the count to 2-2. Got the first 2 batters in order before the homer by Nugent. Nugent, who had 11 homers last year in her first year at Tennessee. And the strikeout of Leach retires the side. But Tennessee gets the lead up to 6 with the home run by Sophia Nugent. 7-1 at Tennessee after 4 on FloCollege. (7-1) Tennessee after the 2-out home run by Sophia Nugent for the Volunteers in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Carlin Pickens will finish up her warm-up tosses right now. 4 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. 2 of the 3 hits she's allowed have been doubles. And that led to the run that Minnesota scored in the 4th inning. Leadoff double by Chavez, scored on the ground out by Schwartz. Breezy Burnett will lead off for Minnesota. And the top of the order. Change at catcher for Tennessee after Nugent delivered the home run. She has come out of the game, and now catching is Emma Clark, freshman from Cleveland, North Carolina. So she's in there. She had a home run yesterday against Rutgers. Burnett doubled in the 3rd, was left on base. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's a chopper into the dirt, foul outside of first. Still no balls, 2 strikes. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Tennessee with the 7 left. Minnesota 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error with 4 left on base. Tennessee with 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings, and then 1 in the 4th. Minnesota's run in the 4th. The 0-2 again to Burnett, and that's strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts now for Pickens. The first time the strikeout today has been of the looking variety. One down, top of the order, Margaret Tobias has grounded out the 3rd and walked. Outside for ball 1. That's strike 1. Trying to bunt her way on Tobias, and it goes foul, 1-2. Minnesota will play Long Beach State tomorrow in their final game in Cathedral City. 2-1 record right now, 4-8 on the year. This is the final game for Tennessee, looking to finish at 3-2 and move on to the rest of their schedule with a 13-3 overall record if they finish this one off today. Count 2-2 to the Minnesota shortstop. And she's down looking. So after 6 strikeouts all swinging, Pickens now back-to-back strikeouts looking. And 8 on the day. Two outs, nobody on for Taylor Kraft. Struck out twice. Takes ball 1. One 0 pitch high, 2-0. Kraft 3/4 of the way around on what would have been ball 3. 2-1 the count. If Kraft can reach, Nani Valencia waits. Pop up, infield, playable. Second base, Rodriguez, side retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Now 8 for the outing for Pickens. And Tennessee has a 7-1 lead as this game progresses into the bottom of the 5th. Tennessee with a 7-1 lead. Bottom of the order coming up to the second at bat for Ella Dodge, who pinch hit back in the 3rd inning and struck out. She'll face a different pitcher, though. She faced Jessa Snippus in that at bat, facing Cameron Grayson this time around. Grayson got the first 2 outs of the 4th inning, but then gave up a home run to Nugent before striking out Leach to retire the side. Top of the order, Morgan and Fiedler to follow. Morgan and Fiedler have combined for 3 hits, 2 RBI, 2 runs, and also a walk. Every spot in the lineup for Tennessee has reached base safely except for the 8th spot. Bella Foz 0 for 1, and then Gabby Leach, who came in 0 for 2. 9 hits on the board for the Volunteers. They have put together 43 hits in the 5 games in the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic with 30 runs. That's a strike to Dodge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rounder to first, foul. Dodge will dig back in. And lift it the opposite way. Left center field, splits the gap and heads to the fence. Dodge will scoot into second with the double. Her 2nd of the year. Her 6th extra base hit, because I've talked about earlier, she has 4 homers. So 5 of her 9 hits have been extra base hits. 4 doubles, 4 homers, and a... Let me double check this. Yeah, 2 doubles, 4 homers for 6 hits out of her 9. 6 of her 9 hits have been extra base hits. She's at second base. That's slugging percentage. 724 coming into the day. Savia Morgan. Been on base 3 times. Infield single, stole a base, scored a run in the first. And I lied. She's been on base twice. She struck out in the second and then was on base in the third. Walked and was caught stealing that time around. Very active. First 3 plate appearances in the first 3 innings of the game. Now coming up in the 5th. Dodges at second. 2 balls and a strike to Morgan. 7-1 Tennessee, bottom 5. High, ball 3. Fiedler on deck has been productive all 3 of her at-bats. RBI ground out, RBI single, and then another single. High chop, foul. Down near the Tennessee dugout. Count is 3-2. Another foul. Pounds it into the dirt to the shortstop, Tobias. Will throw out Morgan at first base. Dodge goes to third. And a runner on third for Kinsey Fiedler. 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 RBI. Ball 1. Now hitting .395. With 16 RBI. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike. 1-1. Not yet had a home run this year. Tennessee had 7 last year for Washington. Had 11 back as a freshman. So 18 career home runs. Will rip this one down right field side. Fair ball to the fence. It'll be 8-1. Fiedler looking for 3. The throw in the infield, and she's going to be out. No, she's going to be safe. Well, the throw definitely beat her. Our umpire certainly waited to make a call one way or the other, but verbally must have said something because the players knew. And it will be a triple for Fiedler. And now, with the 8-1 score in the bottom of the 5th inning, she represents the game-ending run. And Taylor Pannell, the batter. Pannell has been on fire, 3 for 3 in this game. She's a triple. Pannell is a triple shy of a cycle in this game. We just saw Fiedler get a triple. Problem here is Pannell really just has no chance to get a triple because the game will end, basically, if she would reach base just on touching first base and Fiedler coming in to score. So it sort of takes away some of the excitement there. And Pannell into left center, and that's your ball game. Taylor Pannell will, I guess, officially get a double there. So she'll end the game 4 for 4, 2 doubles, a homer, a single, 3 RBI. The Volunteers score twice here in the bottom of the 5th, and they win it by the run rule by a final score of 9-1. Carlin Pickens picks up the win in the Circle. 1 run on 3 hits in the 5 innings, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And Tennessee goes to 13-3, and they end their time at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic this week at 3-2. Minnesota